Recording. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Climb Your Everest Leadership Workshop series. We've been having these workshops for the past few years, and every week or every month, we invite a new speaker. And Dr. Angela Thapa, she has been a speaker in our in-person event in Nepal. And everyone loved hearing her speeches about personal health, personal hygiene, sexual health. Everyone learned so much from her. Every time that we invite her, people have so many questions because she speaks so well and she explains things so well that at the end of the session, no one wants to leave. And everyone comes and they ask questions and they're like, that was the best session. So I'm very excited because I think this would be very beneficial for everyone. Some of the sessions that she was leading, we had men and guys in the group, and even them later on they came to us and they said, "Wow, this was an amazing session. I learned so much that I want to go help teach this to my wife, teach this to my daughter. I wish my daughter was here. I wish my wife was here." So I've had so many amazing feedback from her speeches. So I want everyone, if you have your mom and dad and brother and sister and everyone in your house, come invite them to listen to her. Everybody can learn so much. And it's good for us, you know. I mean, I know most of you know a lot about your personal health and wellness, but I think hearing it from a doctor, double checking your knowledge. Nowadays we see things on internet, on Google, on different websites. We don't know which one is right, which one is wrong. Someone says have this pill, someone says no, don't have this pill. You know, like we all get so many information. So I think it would be very beneficial for everyone to just really attentively participate and ask your question. This session will be in Nepali, but I will understand it. Don't worry about me. I've heard her speech so many times. She uses so many English words in her speech that I feel like I get it fully. So don't worry about me here. The most important thing is I want you to benefit from this. And please raise your hand, ask questions, whatever you need, and I'm here to support you. If you didn't want to raise your hand, ask your questions in the chat box, and then I read it for Dr. Tawa. And if later on you think of a question, you can send them to me and I send them to Dr. Tapa. Other than that, thank you so much, Dr. Tapa, for being here. I really appreciate you. I know these days you're very busy and you still have made yourself available on a Saturday morning to be here. So thank you so much.
Of course, of course. Thank you, Sarah, for such kind words. सबैजनालाई फेरि पनि नमस्ते छ. I think Sarahले नै अलि धेरै नै भनिसकेको छ about past sessionsमा हामीले कस्तो कस्तो कुरा गर्थ्यौँ भनेर. मेरो नाम चाहिँ एन्जेला थापा हो. बाई प्रोफेसन म एमबिबिएस डक्टर हो. विगत 2 वर्ष चाहिँ म नुवाकोटको एउटा गाउँमा काम गरिरहेको थिएँ एज अ डक्टर. अनि अहिले चाहिँ अब म अलिकति ट्रान्जेक्सन फेजमा छु. एमडी गर्नको लागि फर्दर स्टडिजको लागि चाहिँ पाथवेजहरू एक्सप्लोर गर्दैछु. र मेरो एरिया अफ एक्सपर्टिज भनेको चाहिँ वुमेन्स हेल्थ हो है. सो अब अरू अरू एस्पेक्ट्स अफ हेल्थमा पनि अब अफकोर्स नलेज त भइहाल्छ, अब सबै पढ्नुपर्छ. तर मलाई एकदम पढाउन मन लाग्ने, सिकाउन मन लाग्ने, गफ गर्न मन लाग्ने चाहिँ वुमेन्स हेल्थ अथवा नारी स्वास्थ्य नै हो. सो त्यसमा चाहिँ अब प्रजनन स्वास्थ्य हुन्छ कि होइन, स्त्री रोगको बारेमा केही हुन्छ कि, त्यसैको बारेमा चाहिँ गफ गर्न मन लाग्छ. र बिफोर म चाहिँ घरमा छु, सो ब्याकग्राउन्डमा कोही फ्यामिली मेम्बर्सहरू यताउता कुदिराख्नु भएको छ भने माइन्ड नगर्नु होला. सबैजनालाई स्वागत छ. र सेसन सुरु गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि एकदम इन्फर्मल सेसन नै हुनेवाला छ. हामी अनलाइन पनि छौँ, त्यही भएर एकदम स्ट्रक्चर भएर लिएर जान पनि अलिकति डिफिकल्ट नै हुन्छ होला. सो सेसन सुरु गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ तपाईँहरूलाई के कस्तो एक्सपेक्टेसन छ, के कस्तो खालको टपिक्सहरू चाहिँ कभर भयो हुन्थ्यो यो 1 घन्टामा अथवा 1.5 घन्टामा जस्तो लाग्छ भने प्लिज भन्नु होला अहिले नै. केही कुनै टपिकको बारेमा चाहिँ स्पेसल जानकारी पाउन पाए हुन्थ्यो जस्तो लागेको छ भने चाहिँ प्लिज लेट मी नो.
One thing that I wanted to mention is that before you start, I've heard a few times in Nepal from different people from different cities that they say like during my period, I'm not allowed to have ibuprofen or any painkiller because my family thinks if I have any painkiller during my period, then I cannot get pregnant in the future. Can you include this in your speech?
यस यस डेफिनेटली यो चाहिँ हामीले पहिलाको सेसनमा पनि डिस्कस यो एकदम फ्रिक्वेन्टली आउने क्वेसन हो एउटा मिसकन्सेप्सन पनि हो सो हामी यो पनि डिस्कस गर्छौँ थ्याङ्क यू सेरा अरू केही छ त्यस्तो तपाईँहरूलाई क्लियर गर्न मन लागेको अथवा चाहिँ थप जानकारी पाउन मन लागेको केही टपिकहरू छ त्यस्तो
डक्टर नमस्ते
नमस्ते
एक्चुअली मैले चाहिँ कपर टी युज गरिरहेको छु अनि त्यसपछि मेरो प्रब्लम चाहिँ के भयो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो मेरो त्यो सेतो पानी चाहिँ एकदम गइराख्ने भयो होइन अनि त्यसमा मैले इभन त्यो औषधिहरू खाएर एक्सर्साइजहरू गर्दा पनि मेरो अझै भएको छैन के अनि मैले डक्टरले मेरो डक्टरले भने अनुसार चाहिँ तपाईँलाई कपर टी राखेर चाहिँ सेतो पानी बग्न नपर्ने हो भन्नुभएको थियो अनि त्यसमा के हो भनेर त्यो चाहिँ मलाई जान्न मन लागिरहेको थियो कि
डेफिनेटली थ्याङ्क यू ग्याल मुजी थ्याङ्क यू सो मच अनि अरू केही छ त्यस्तो कभर गर्न मन लागेको टपिकहरू
नमस्ते म चाहिँ मेरो आइएम 46 मलाई चाहिँ अहिले यो पेरिमेनोपजको सिम्टम हो कि के हो होइन लास्ट इट्स बिन 2 days 2 दिन मात्रै भयो मलाई पिरियड चलिरोकेको तर सिन्स 2 weeks अगाडिदेखि मलाई चाहिँ थोरै ब्लिडिङ देखिरहेको अनि त्यसपछि लास्ट विक चाहिँ 4 days लिटरली 4 days चाहिँ मलाई एकदमै हेभी ब्लिडिङ भयो सिन्स 2 weeks भयो लास्ट सैटरडे टु लास्ट सैटरडेदेखि चाहिँ मलाई एकदम थोरै मात्रै रगत एकदम लाइक आई क्यान जस्ट युज प्लान्टी लाइनर मात्रै युज गर्न मिल्ने त्यस्तो भइरहेको थियो तर लास्ट विक चाहिँ 4 दिनसम्म चाहिँ आज 2 दिन भयो पिरियड्स नभएको तर 4 दिन चाहिँ एकदमै हेभी ब्लिडिङ लाइक विदिन 2 hours 1 hours मा जस्तो पनि चेन्ज गर्नुपर्ने पनि सिचुएसन आयो अनि मैले यसो सोच्दाखेरि चाहिँ सर्च गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ पेरिमेनोपजको यो सिम्टम्स हो भनेर भन्यो तर मलाई जुन चाहिँ पहिला जस्तो क्र्याम्पहरू हुने त्यस्तो चाहिँ भएन तर यो ब्लिडिङ फ्लुइडले चाहिँ कि अब के व्हाट इज द गुड डाइट फर मी टु इट हैन भन्ने चाहिँ आई जस्ट वान्ट
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट क्वेसन हो यो हामीले चाहिँ वुमेन्स हेल्थ भन्दाखेरि अलि अगाडितिरको कुराहरूलाई बढी फोकस गर्छ मेन्स्ट्रुएसन भन्छ नि रिप्रोडक्सनलाई तर युजुअली मेनोपजलाई पेरिमेनोपजलाई चाहिँ हामीले निग्लेक्ट गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ तर त्यो पनि एकदमै इम्पोर्टेन्ट एस्पेक्ट हो एउटा वुमनको लाइफमा होइन जसले चाहिँ कसैलाई एकदम दुःख पनि दिन सक्छ एकदम अर्को एउटा कन्फ्युजिङ प्युबर्टी जस्तो अथवा वयस्कता जस्तो अर्को एउटा कन्फ्युजिङ पार्ट हुन सक्छ वुमेनहरूलाई आफ्नो हुन्छ नि लाइफ साइकलकोमा सो हामी डेफिनेटली पेरिमेनोपज र मेनोपजमा पनि डिस्कस गर्छौँ र आई एम ग्ल्याड हजुरले यो टपिक लिएर आउनुभयो किनभने हजुरले मेन्सन नगर्नु भएको भए मैले पनि बिर्सिन्थेँ होला कि बिकज अब म रिलेटिभली अलिकति मेनोपज भन्दा अलिकति टाढै छु सो त्यो याद आउँदैन थियो होला मलाई सो थ्याङ्क यू सो मच हजुरले याद गराइदिनु भएकोमा सस्मिताजी अरू केही छ त हामीलाई टपिक्सहरू कभर गर्न मन लागेको नमस्ते
मेरो चाहिँ नानुमा के भर्खर पिरियड्स भएको अहिले 13 इयर्स भयो उसको चाहिँ रेगुलर 8 डेजसम्म पिरियड रेगुलर ब्लिडिङ भइरहेको छ भन्छ उसले चाहिँ एक दिनमा 3वटा 4वटासम्म प्याड चेन्ज गर्नुपर्छ भन्छ अनि त्यो नर्मल हो कि के हो त्यसैको कारण उसको चाहिँ हेमोग्लोबिन पनि कमी भइदियो के अहिले डक्टरले दिएको कुराहरू बिटरुटहरू यो सबै कुरा खानु भन्नुभयो गाजरहरू बिटरुट यो फ्रुट्सहरू अनारहरू भन्यो त्यो पनि खुवाइराखेको त्यो खुवाउँदा पनि झन् 11 थियो भने अहिले 8.7 समथिङ यस्तै भएको छ अलिकति अझै घटेको छ त्यसको चाहिँ के कारणले त्यस्तो भएको हो कि त्यो पिरियड अब 3वटा 4वटा प्याड डेली फेर्न पर्छ भन्छ अनि त्यो चाहिँ के हो हुन्थ्यो भनेर म्याम
डेफिनेटली एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ भनेपछि हाम्रो लगभग अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ हामीले यति टपिक्सहरूमा डिस्कस गरौँ र अन्य केही क्वेसन्सहरू आयो अथवा पछाडि पनि यो टपिक्सहरूको डिस्कसन सकेपछि पनि केही क्वेसन थप्न मन लाग्यो भने चाहिँ हामीसँग डेफिनेटली टाइम हुन्छ होइन र सेराले भनेको जस्तै आज कुनै टपिक्सहरू भ्याइएन भने चाहिँ हजुरहरूले सेरालाई पठाउँदा हुन्छ अनि सी विल इमेल देम टु मी एन्ड आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट टु एन्सर देम सो हजुरहरूले एकदम
Dr.
राम्रो राम्रो
Thapa,
क्वेसन्सहरू
there's one
यस
I forgot to tell you. We have 2 people from India. So if you
ओके
could explain things kind of sort of so that I think I listened to you so much that I understand Nepali now, but you could explain a little bit in English as well. So I know the two
Sure.
languages are pretty close, but still so for them to understand that I really appreciate it.
Okay, definitely. Sure. So, thank you, Sarah, and thank you, everyone. So let's start talking about these topics. So I'd like to start by a life cycle approach. So which means that as a woman is born, a female child is born, what are the kind of, important milestones अथवा चाहिँ कुन कुन एस्पेक्टमा चाहिँ एकदम विचार गर्नुपर्छ हेल्थलाई अथवा चाहिँ कस्तो ड्रामेटिक चेन्जेसहरू चाहिँ कुन फेजमा आउँछ इन अ वुमन्स लाइफ साइकल होइन सो तपाईँहरूलाई यो सुन्नु भएको छ कि छैन अ वुमन इज बोर्न विथ अल अफ हर एग्स भनेको ओभम अथवा चाहिँ ओभा भनिन्छ नि जुन हाम्रो डिम्ब भनिन्छ ओभरीमा भएको जति एभ्री मेन्स्ट्रुअल साइकलमा जुन रिलिज हुन्छ र जुनसँग चाहिँ स्पर्म मिट भएर अथवा शुक्रकीट को मिलन भएर चाहिँ देयर इज अ बेबी होइन अ बेबी इज बोर्न सो अ वुमन इज बोर्न विथ अल हर ओभा So when अघि एकजना म्यामले she talked about her daughter होइन हजुरले आफ्नो डटरको बारेमा कुरा गर्नुभएको थियो so when she is inside your uterus she already has all her ovum र त्यो ovumको चाहिँ maturation when that ovum starts to mature there are changes that resemble puberty so puberty सुरु हुने भनेको चाहिँ यही ओभरीमा ओभममा चेन्जेस आएर hormoneको फ्लक्चुएसन अथवा hormonesहरू रिलिज हुन थालिसकेपछि चाहिँ we have this transformation in our body, this sexual and reproductive transformation. So while we're born with it, the transformation occurs at a later phase in life. So puberty नभइन्जेलसम्म भनेको puberty आजकल पहिला म सानो हुँदाखेरि अथवा तपाईँहरू सानो हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ pubertyको एज भनेको it used to start around 12-13 years of age, you know, and then women would develop to become reproductively active. So अहिले चाहिँ the changes because of the environment and because of the changes in our food, because of the changes in the weather and everything, the age that women go through puberty has decreased. So आजकल चाहिँ 10 years of age. 10 years of age has become the normal age for puberty to start. And up till 15 years सम्म चाहिँ puberty आइसक्नुपर्छ भनिन्छ 15 years पछि पनि pubertyको केही परिवर्तनहरू अथवा if the woman has not achieved any changes till 15 years of age we call it delayed puberty है सो त्यसपछि चाहिँ डक्टरका लानुपर्छ भन्ने हुन्छ सो इफ तपाईँहरूको फ्यामिलीमा अथवा चाहिँ if you work with young women if you work as a teacher and you notice or if someone comes to ask you मेरो छोरीमा अथवा चाहिँ ममा चाहिँ कुनै पनि चेन्जेसहरू आइसकेको छैन pubertyको and she has already reached the age of 15 years or more then that means that woman or that girl that lady needs to visit a gynecologist or a doctor right so अब के हो त यो pubertyको changes हैन pubertyको changes आएको छ भन्नलाई चाहिँ what are the kind of changes that should be seen so the first thing that we see in women due to changes in puberty जुन चाहिँ visible हुन्छ that is breast growth भनेको चाहिँ स्तनको आकार बढ्नु अथवा स्तनको आकारमा परिवर्तन आउनु so that is the first change that signals the start of puberty the woman मा है this is just about women so breast को growth हुन थालिसकेपछि चाहिँ puberty सुरु भयो भनेर भन्न सकिन्छ so यो growth भनेको चाहिँ it does not mean that the breast attains the size of an adult woman अथवा चाहिँ एकदमै ठुलो साइज हुनुपर्छ भन्ने हैन तर प्री प्युबर्टी र कुनै पनि जुन त्यो निप्पलको वरिपरिको चेन्जेसहरू आउन थालेको छ अथवा चाहिँ ब्रेस्टको साइज पहिला भन्दा अलिकति ठुलो भएको छ अथवा चाहिँ आकारमा अथवा the shape of the breast is starting to change then that means that puberty has started. र कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ यो एउटा ब्रेस्टमा अर्को ब्रेस्टमा भन्दा एउटा ब्रेस्टमा चाहिँ बढी देखिन सक्छ परिवर्तन. सो दुवै ब्रेस्टमा एउटै आकारको परिवर्तन अथवा एउटै लेभलको परिवर्तन देखिन्छ भन्ने हुँदैन. लास्टमा गएर it equals out, but the changes might start in one breast before and then move on to involve the other breast. So that is the first change. त्यसपछिको change भनेको चाहिँ हाम्रो जुन यो गुप्ताङ्गहरुमा रौँ आउँछ. So pubic hair भनिन्छ जुन. So your hair growth is the second change that's seen during puberty. So यो भनेको कता आउँछ त भनेको it's in the armpits, it's near the private areas, and it's also on the upper lip. So before puberty, upper lip मा त्यति धेरै hair growth हुँदैन. तर after puberty, because women have 3 important hormones, है. So यो hormone को बारेमा मैले अगाडि भन्नुपर्ने, यो hormone ले गर्दा नै हुने हो puberty को changes. So these hormones are mainly estrogen, progesterone, and a little bit of testosterone. So testosterone पनि हुन्छ हामीमा थोरै. र यो testosterone र estrogen को changes ले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अलिकति यो रौँ हुन्छ नि upper lip मा अथवा चाहिँ यो जुन जुङ्गा एरिया भनिन्छ त्यहाँ चाहिँ अलिकति darker hair growth हुने भन्ने चाहिँ देखिन्छ. So these are the initial changes, and then it's followed by a growth spurt. Growth spurt भनेको चाहिँ यही एस्ट्रोजेन र प्रोजेस्टेरोन र टेस्टोस्टेरोन को कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ महिलाहरूको यो लामो लामो जुन हड्डीहरू हुन्छ हात खुट्टाको त्यसको चाहिँ एक्कासी ग्रोथ हुन्छ. So that's a growth spurt. र यो growth spurt को बेलामा चाहिँ we have to pay special attention to nutrition. So again, nutrition during menopause, perimenopause को कुरा आएको थियो. So let's also talk about nutrition during puberty. So your growth spurt ko बेलामा चाहिँ we have to make sure that there is adequate calcium and vitamin D. So calcium is accessible through milk and dairy products, meat products, as well as some vegetables. But vegetable sources भन्दा चाहिँ animal बाट आउने sources. Animal बाट आउने भनेको यही दूध, त्यसपछि दही, हैन, घिउ, जस्तै अनि माछा मासु अन्डा यस्तो खालको परिकारहरुमा चाहिँ बडी क्याल्सियम हुन्छ. whereas in terms of vegetable sources, green leafy vegetables हरु जस्तो सागहरुमा चाहिँ बडी हुन्छ क्याल्सियम. अर्को चाहिँ अब फर्सीहरुमा यस्तो गाजर यस्तोमा पनि हुन्छ क्याल्सियम. and then but it's always in a bit of a less amount in comparison to animal sources. So vitamin D भनेको चाहिँ हामीले पाउने भनेको बिहानको 9 देखि 12 बजेको घाम जुन हुन्छ 8 देखि 12 बजेको घाम हुन्छ सनलाइट. So 8 देखि 8 AM देखि 12 PM सम्मको जुन त्यो लाइट हुन्छ नेचुरल लाइट त्यहाँ बाहिर बसेर चाहिँ पाउने हो vitamin D. And this is the hardest to get. Why? Because our girls are in school during this time. We're also working inside offices during this time, and it's difficult to go outside and sunbathe, or sit in the sun. So actually, त्यस्तै 15 देखि 20 मिनेट चाहिँ यो यति बेलाको घाममा बस्नु पर्ने हो with adequate sun protection like sunscreen or hats, etc. But because we usually don't become exposed to this sunlight, Nepali women are usually severely lacking in vitamin D. So धेरैसु Nepali women हरुको starting from a very young age, like during puberty till menopause, even after menopause, we have low levels of vitamin D. And त्यसले चाहिँ अब बच्चा बेलामा अथवा puberty को बेलामा धेरै असर देखाउँदैन, तर it can त्यसले केमा फरक पार्न सक्छ भन्दाखेरि maximum height जुन growth हुन सक्थ्यो त्यो height growth नहुन सक्छ. So the woman might not reach the full potential of height. र पछि जुन अघि एकदम म्यामले चाहिँ हाम्रो मेनोपज को कुरा गर्नुभएको थियो, मेनोपज पछि चाहिँ एकदमै जोड्नेहरू दुख्ने अनि हड्डीहरू एकदम पातलो हुने, वीक हुने, सानो सानो ठक्करहरू खाँदाखेरि अथवा एकदम with minor and trivial injury, फ्र्याक्चरहरू हुने समस्याहरू हुन सक्छ. So this is when we need to start paying attention to calcium, vitamin D, and bone health. र अब adequate sunlight पाउँदैन भने चाहिँ it's always possible to take supplementation. Vitamin D supplementation लिन सकिन्छ, तर I recommend you consult the doctor before you take vitamin D supplements, किनभने supplement को डोज चाहिँ फरक हुन्छ एज अनुसार, वेट अनुसार, है. सो अहिले चाहिँ supplement को डोजमा चाहिँ कुरा नगरौँ because सबैजनाको डिफरेन्ट हुन्छ, तर हामीले हाम्रो लोकल जीपी डक्टरसँग अथवा चाहिँ क्लिनिकमा गएर भिजिट गरेर चाहिँ राइट डोज प्रिस्क्रिप्सन पाएर चाहिँ भाइटामिन डी सप्लिमेन्ट गर्न सकिन्छ. So that's only if necessary, right? त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ usually vitamin D levelsहरू measure गर्नुपर्छ. So you should measure the vitamin D levels, and if it's below the adequate range, then supplementation चाहिन्छ. But the easiest way to prevent vitamin D deficiency is exposing yourself to morning sun. So बिहानको घाममा चाहिँ गएर हामीले बस्यौं भने vitamin D deficiency को chance कम हुन्छ. So after growth spurt सुरु हुन्छ menarche. Menarche भनेको चाहिँ first period, first रजस्वला, first महिनावारी जुन भनिन्छ. So that is the final change in puberty. Menarche भइसकेपछि चाहिँ puberty को process complete हुन्छ and the woman becomes reproductively active. भनेको period भइसकेपछि त्यसले के जनाउँछ त भन्दाखेरि if that woman has sexual intercourse अथवा is exposed to sperm, then there's a chance of becoming pregnant. So that is the end of puberty. र menarche को अघि अब एउटा क्वेशन जुन हाम्रो आएको थियो एकदम धेरै ब्लिडिङ हुने त्यसपछि हिमोग्लोबिन घट्ने भन्ने क्वेशन आएको थियो त्यसलाई म एड्रेस गर्छु है त. So first couple of years, 16 years, even 18 years of age सम्म चाहिँ complete reproductive development भइसकेको हुँदैन. So menstrual cycles may be irregular. भनेको जुन 18 वर्षपछि चाहिँ every 28 देखि 35 days मा menstrual cycle आउनु पर्ने हुन्छ. That is the normal duration of a menstrual cycle. So you should have your period every 28 to 35 days. But from menarche till about 18 years of age, it's irregular र त्यो normal हो. किनभने हाम्रो त्यो ovaries चाहिँ completely राम्रोसँग develop भएको हुँदैन. hormone levels हरूले चाहिँ अलिकति मेसो पाएको हुँदैन बडीमा र our body is still adjusting to that change. So if your daughter or if someone you know has just started menstruating, then it's completely normal to have a period either every month, every 2 months, every 1.5 months. Sometimes they may have 2 periods in 1 month. So that's a normal change, हैन? र यो फर्स्ट पिरियड्सहरु कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि हेभी हुन्छ. यो राम्रोसँग डेभलप नभएको भएर चाहिँ पछि 18 इयर्स क्रस भइसकेको पिरियड र यो अगाडिको पिरियडमा चाहिँ के फरक आउँछ त भन्दाखेरि एउटा त इरेगुलर हुने भयो. अर्को चाहिँ यो पिरियड्सहरु चाहिँ अलिकति लामो टाइमसम्म ब्लड जाने र धेरै ब्लड जाने खालको पिरियड हुन्छ र यो बिस्तारै बिस्तारै चेन्ज आउँदै गर्छ. तर अब यो नर्मल हो भन्दैमा यसले केही असर देखाएको छ भने त्यसलाई केही नगरिकन बस्न त मिल्दैन. जस्तो म्यामले अघि भन्नु भएको थियो उहाँको डटरको हिमोग्लोबिन 8.7 पुगेको छ भनेको त्यो लो हो हैन. 10 भन्दा 11 भन्दा हिमोग्लोबिन घट्नु भनेको चाहिँ कम नै हो. हिमोग्लोबिन भनेको चाहिँ हाम्रो रातो रगतमा जुन रातोपना दिन्छ त्यो चाहिँ हिमोग्लोबिनले दिन्छ र हिमोग्लोबिनले चाहिँ अक्सिजन क्यारी गर्छ. हिमोग्लोबिन हामीलाई चाहिन्छ. त्यो कसैको हिमोग्लोबिन घट्यो भने चाहिँ चाँडो थाकिने, not being able to exercise or walk around as much, not being able to do household works, and not being able to concentrate on your studies, not being able to sit in class and pay attention. यस्तो खालको असरहरू देखिन सक्छ because of low hemoglobin. So अब हामीलाई कहिले चाहिँ गएर चाहिँ हामीले इन्टरभेन्सन गर्नुपर्छ त भन्दाखेरि एकदमै पेनफुल भइरहेको छ र पेनले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ डेली एक्टिभिटिजहरू गर्न सकेको छैन भनेको if the woman cannot get out of bed, go to work, go to school, यस्तो खालको इन्स्टेन्सेसहरू देखेछ भने यो नर्मल होइन. र यसमा हामीले के गर्न सकिन्छ त भन्दाखेरि अघि सेरा had mentioned यो मेन्स्ट्रुअल क्राम्प्सलाई चाहिँ हामीले कसरी म्यानेज गर्ने, कसरी यो पेन चाहिँ कता कता हुन सक्छ भन्दाखेरि तल्लो पेटमा, तल्लो ढाडमा, इभन माथिल्लो थाई एरिया एकदम दुख्ने, त्यसपछि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ ब्रेस्टमा एकदमै सोरनेस हुने, यस्तो खालको चेन्जेसहरू आउन सक्छ. र अहिलेसम्म कुनै पनि रिसर्चले अनुसन्धानले चाहिँ त्यो पत्ता लगाएको छैन कि मेन्स्ट्रुअल क्राम्प्सको लागि चाहिँ कुनै औषधि खायो भने त्यसले पछि गएर चाहिँ आफ्नो प्रजनन स्वास्थ्यमा असर पार्छ भन्ने काहीँ पनि रिसर्चले देखाएको छैन र त्यो एकदमै ट्रु होइन. द्याट इज अ फल्स नेरेटिभ हैन. यो भनेको के हो त भन्दाखेरि वुमेनको बडीमा कन्ट्रोल लिएर आउने एउटा मिथ हो. यो चाहिँ एउटा ट्याबु हो. यो चाहिँ एउटा गलत धारणा हो. किनभने पहिला के हुन्थ्यो त मेन्स्ट्रुएसनकै बेलामा मात्र हो अलिकति आराम गर्न पाउने मेन्स्ट्रुएसनको बेलामा के हुन्थ्यो घरको काम गर्नु पर्दैन थियो बाहिर जानु पर्दैन थियो खाना पकाउन मिल्दैन थियो यस्तो थियो पहिलाको सिचुएसन हैन अब कतिपयलाई त छाउपडीमा राख्थ्यो नेपालको सिचुएसन त्यस्तो थियो पहिला तर अहिले त मेन्स्ट्रुएसनले गर्दाखेरि स्कुल नजाने काम नजाने घरको काम नगर्ने भन्ने छैन अहिले हामी मोडर्नाइज भइसकेको छौँ अहिले हाम्रो लाइफलाई चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो डेली लाइफलाई चाहिँ मेन्स्ट्रुएसनले वी डोन्ट लेट आवर डेली एक्टिभिटिज बी इम्प्याक्टेड बाई मेन्स्ट्रुअल क्राम्प्स अथवा मेन्स्ट्रुएसन त्यो जुन पहिलाको चलित जुन चलन थियो त्यो अहिले छैन र इट्स अल्सो नट पोसिबल to continue your daily activities if you're in pain. If you're extremely in pain, if you're not able to move around, if you're not able to concentrate, you will not be productive at home, at work, at school. And every month, if you have to miss a week or even a couple of days of your professional growth because of your menstrual cycle and your menstrual health, then ultimately women will be left behind. Our male counterparts will progress ahead and our growth will slow down. So it's very important that we realize that we don't have to live in pain every month. And there's very simple alternatives and choices that we can adopt into our lifestyle that will help us reach our full productivity or even just make us pain-free. And productive हुनुपर्छ भन्ने छैन तर at least we can enjoy life and be pain-free. र यसको लागि चाहिँ एकदमै साधारण एउटा simple medicine is called मेफ्टल जुन चाहिँ म तपाईलाई च्याटमा लेखिदिन्छु है मेफ्टल भनेको चाहिँ एउटा ब्रान्ड नेम हो I'm not trying to promote any brand but it's the most available brand in Nepal so that's why मैले त्यो ब्रान्डको नाम लेखे so त्यसको ब्र्याकेटमा जुन मैले लेखेको छु that is the active ingredient mefenamic acid र यो चाहिँ साइन्टिस्टहरुले केको लागि डेभलप गरेको हो त it's developed specifically for menstrual cramps so this is a medicine that you can take up till 3 times a day भनेको every 8 hours र एउटा ट्याब्लेट खान सकिन्छ or if you don't need to take it 3 times a day if you have mild cramps अथवा चाहिँ एउटा ट्याब्लेटले मात्र काम गर्यो भने एउटा ट्याब्लेट मात्र खाँदा पनि हुन्छ तर up till 3 times a day गर्न सकिन्छ र usually the most painful days of the cycles are the first 2 days so you can only take them during the first 2 days मात्र खाँदा पनि हुन्छ first day मात्र खाँदा पनि हुन्छ it's not an antibiotic so you don't have to complete a prescription and it's just as a for need basis आफ्नो need अनुसार खाने औषधि हो यो this medicine has no adverse effects on your reproduction यसले खाली के गर्ने हो त भन्दाखेरि menstrual cramps को बेलामा चाहिँ हाम्रो युटरसले दुख्ने अथवा चाहिँ पदार्थहरु केमिकलहरु निकाल्छ त्यसलाई हामी टेक्निकल भाषामा प्रोस्टाग्ल्यान्डिन भन्छौं र यो पेन गराउने अथवा दुख्ने पदार्थहरुलाई चाहिँ को प्रोडक्सनलाई घटाउने मात्र हो मेफेनामिक एसिडले यसले युटरसको भित्र जहाँ चाहिँ बच्चा गएर टाँसिन्छ त्यहाँ केही पनि काम गर्दैन यसले है त्यसको केही पनि एक्सन हुँदैन र as educated women as aware women it is very important that we internalize this information this is a fact हैन यो फ्याक्ट हो र मिथसँग छुटाउन सक्नुपर्छ र it's also important that we spread this information to other women who might be suffering है so यो चाहिँ menstrual cramps को लागि हो र अर्को अघि म्यामले भन्नुभएको हेभी ब्लिडिङ जुन छ यो हेभी ब्लिडिङलाई पनि यसले काम गर्छ मेफ्टलले so if you take meftol it not only reduces the cramps but because of the reduction of pain and cramps the flow जुन चाहिँ ब्लड निस्किन्छ मेन्स्ट्रुएसनको बेलामा त्यसको अमाउन्ट पनि घट्छ जति कम ब्लड घट्यो निस्क्यो त्यति हिमोग्लोबिन पनि कम के रे हिमोग्लोबिन घट्ने पनि कम हुन्छ so if someone has very low hemoglobin and if they have a very heavy menstrual cycle then you can try this medicine र अर्को चाहिँ के हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि with young girls जस्तो for example अघि म्यामले सोध्नु भएको तपाईको डटरलाई she needs iron supplementation है so 8.7 grams per deciliter 8.7 hemoglobin भनेको चाहिँ अब बीटरुट अथवा चाहिँ फुड मात्र खाएर चाहिँ बढ्दैन so at least 3 months को लागि चाहिँ iron supplementation खानुपर्छ र बीटरुट भन्दा पनि मोर तपाईको हिमोग्लोबिन पाउने भनेको रातो मासु अंडामा हो है milk products so these are the foods that you would actually get the most iron from. Beetroot is also a source. It's a good source. It's easy to remember beetroot because beetroot is red and blood is red, so you can correlate. तर सबैभन्दा धेरै र सजिलै आइरन बढाउन सकिने, हिमोग्लोबिन बढाउन सकिने भनेको रातो मासु अथवा सेतो मासु लाइक चिकन, अनि त्यसपछि eggs and fish and अरू milk products and green leafy vegetables. अनि अघि तपाईले भन्नुभएको जस्तै beetroot, carrots, अर्को चाहिँ अब तपाईहरुलाई थाहा छ होला गावा जुन छ कर्कलोको गावामा पनि हुन्छ धेरै iron. So these are the foods that you can supplement along with. In your daughter's case, I recommend she get some iron supplementation for at least 3 months. किन त भन्दाखेरि अघि मैले भनिसके हिमोग्लोबिन लो भइसकेपछि एउटा भर्खर पढ्ने बच्चामा चाहिँ न हेर्दाखेरि पनि अलिकति सास रोकिने अथवा चाहिँ के रे शॉर्टनेस अफ ब्रेथ हुन सक्छ हिडुल गर्दाखेरि साथीहरुसँग खेल्दाखेरि अर्को चाहिँ अब टाउको दुख्ने अलिकति मेन्टल कन्फ्युजन जस्तो भएर चाहिँ क्लासमा ध्यान नदिन सक्ने she might not be able to pay attention in class or grab the information that she's being taught र त्यसले गर्दाखेरि पछि academic performance मा पनि इफेक्ट हुन सक्छ. So actually do consult with the doctor, but iron supplementation को लागि चाहिँ एकचोटी consult गर्नु होला. I think 3 months should be enough. And then if the menstrual cycle does not regulate in the next year or so, then another option that we do have is combined oral contraceptive pills. So यो भनेको चाहिँ बाहिरबाट hormone दिने cycle लाई regulate गर्नलाई, but that should be the last option. है. So हामीले अरू कारणले अरू कुराहरुले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो साइकललाई घटाउन सकेम, फ्लो घटाउन सकेम, like for example menthol, iron supplementation, regular exercise, good food, nutrition बाट चाहिँ हामीले साइकल्सलाई चाहिँ अलिकति यो फ्लोलाई घटाउन सकेम र प्लस बडीको आफै नेचुरली पनि त्यो साइकल रेगुलेट हुँदै जान्छ. त्यो गर्न सकेम भने hormones oral contraceptives लिनु पर्दैन. तर लास्टमा गएर सबै गर्दाखेरि पनि एकदम हेभी ब्लिडिङ भइरहेको छ, हिमोग्लोबिन घटेको छ भने चाहिँ that is an option that could be explored. है, but let's leave that to the end. र अर्को भनेको चाहिँ हामीले अब मेनार्कको बारेमा पनि कुरा गर्यौं. इरेगुलर हुन्छ, हेभी ब्लिडिङ हुन्छ, क्र्याम्प्स हुन्छ र बिस्तारै आफ्टर 18 years, at least 18 years, अलि टाढोदेखि पनि हुन सक्छ यो साइकल्सहरु रेगुलेट हुन थाल्छ. र इभन आफ्टर 18 years कसै महिलाहरुमा चाहिँ साइकल्स रेगुलर नहुन सक्छ. सो एउटा रेगुलर साइकल भनेको चाहिँ every 28 देखि 35 days भित्र तपाईले आफ्नो period, if you get your period every 28 to 35 days, then that's a regular cycle. And then the next month you can predict when you'll get your next period. So that means it's regular. If before 28 days आइरहेको छ cycle अथवा after 35 days तपाईको cycle आइरहेको छ, even after 18 years of age, this means that you're having irregular periods, and that requires evaluation from a gynecologist. So one of the most common causes of irregular periods in women today is PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. So यो भनेको चाहिँ अहिले के भइरहेको छ त हाम्रो लाइफस्टाइल सेडेन्टरी भइरहेको छ. भनेको पहिला अब मैले मेरो मम्मीको कथाहरु सुन्दाखेरि हामी स्कुल पनि 1 घण्टा 1.5 घण्टा हिँडेर जानु पर्थ्यो, त्यसपछि 1 घण्टा 1.5 घण्टा हिँडेर फर्किनु पर्थ्यो, अनि दिउँसो पनि हामी खेल्थ्यौं स्कुलमा. हाम्रो डायट भनेको चाहिँ कोदो यस्तो हुन्थ्यो. whereas अहिले हाम्रो lifestyle has completely changed. हैन, we travel either by car or bus or by bike to our nearest location. We eat a lot of refined carbohydrates like white rice, junk food, bread, त्यस्तो खालको हुन्छ हाम्रो, and then we sit most of the time. So most of our day is spent sitting either in the classroom or in the office, or we just come home where we're tired and we sit on the couch or lay on the bed. So हाम्रो जुन daily recommended 30 minutes of activity, moderately intense activity पुगिरहेको हुँदैन. हाम्रो फुड पनि एकदमै refined, processed, high carbohydrate load भएको फुड्सहरु हुन्छ, and we also consume a lot of sugar. So refined sugar को पनि consumption बढी भएको भएर चाहिँ polycystic ovarian syndrome जस्तो एउटा metabolic syndrome निस्केको छ. र it's said to affect 1 in 5 देखि 1 in 10 women लाई चाहिँ PCOS हुन्छ भनेको छ आजकल. र यो PCOS ले के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि ओभरिजमा सानो सिस्ट आउँछ टाइममा ओभरीले चाहिँ हरेक महिना एउटा डिम्बाशय निकाल्दैन ओभुलेसन हुँदैन त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ लामो टाइमसम्म पिरियड हुँदैन ओभरिजले जब चाहिँ ओभुलेसन गर्न सकिँदैन हाम्रो बडीलाई hormoneको hormones irregular हुन्छ and because of the irregularities in estrogen progesterone त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ what happens is we gain weight so weight gain हुन्छ एकदमै अर्को भनेको testosterone level increases so the levels of testosterone increases and there's a lot of facial hair growth body hair growth and hair fall on the head and there's ultimately it leads to the early development of diabetes so diabetes भने थाहा छ हामीलाई मधुमेह सुगर रोग भनिन्छ जुन so PCOS ले गर्दाखेरि यस्तो खालको समस्याहरू आउन सक्छ तर अब अहिले मैले एकदम खतरनाक डरलाग्दो कम्प्लिकेशन्सहरू भनिरहेको छु but what we should know is that it's a manageable condition so this can be managed through lifestyle changes so the lifestyle changes that you have to incorporate if you think you have PCOS or if you know someone who might be suffering from PCOS is that they have to cut down significantly in the refined carbohydrate. So carbohydrate भनेको हामीले अन्न पदार्थ खाने भनेको चाहिँ कस्तो हुनुपर्छ त यो जुन भुस ननिकालेको चामल हुन्छ नि त्यस्तो खालको त्यस्तो polished rice हैन unpolished rice अर्को is like oatmeal oats अथवा चाहिँ जुन जौ गहुँ हुन्छ or कोदो फापर जस्तो खालको कार्बोहाइड्रेट सोर्सेसहरु लिन मिल्छ अर्को भनेको चाहिँ we have to significantly increase the amount of protein in our diet so हरेक मिल जुन हुन्छ अब हामी नेपालीहरुको कस्तो हुन्छ बिहान उठेर हामी चिया खान्छौं त्यसपछि खाना खान्छौं एउटा लार्ज मिल त्यहाँ हुन्छ दिउँसो खाजा खान्छौं we have like a snack of sorts then बेलुका आएर खाना खान्छौं हैन that is the usual routine in a Nepali household for meals. So with each major meal, you should make sure that there's a source of protein. Now usually चाहिँ हामीले के बिलिभ गरिरहेको हुन्छौं त दालमा प्रोटिन हुन्छ सो हरेक मिलमा म दाल खान्छु त्यही भएर प्रोटिन पुगिरहेको हुन्छ भन्ने जस्तो हुन्छ but dal has more carbohydrates than it has proteins. Dal is a very weak source of protein. So we need to unlearn that fact and we have to understand that dal does not provide enough protein for, even if you don't have PCOS, dal is not providing you enough protein. But especially for women with PCOS, you have to know that it's not an adequate source of protein. So protein केमा पाइन्छ त भन्दाखेरि plant sources मा अघि मैले भनेको जस्तै अन्डा. So not just one egg, 2 eggs. Right? Then chicken, fish, any red meat. यस्तोमा हुन्छ भने another easy source of protein is dahi जुन curd हुन्छ अथवा चाहिँ yogurt is a very good source of protein especially if you're a vegetarian and for vegans अथवा for other vegetarians soybean is a very good source of protein and legumes भनेको जस्तो राजमा अनि त्यसपछि चना especially जुन त्यो काबुली चना भनेर सेतो चना भनिन्छ so that's a very good source of protein but once again animal sources of protein are more complete. You get more protein if you eat a small amount of animal source, whereas if you want enough protein from a plant source, you have to eat a lot more. So these are things, right? But PCOS is a very manageable condition. And if you maintain your weight, if you maintain physical activity, if you maintain active and remain active every day for at least 30 minutes per day, अथवा चाहिँ हप्ताभरि चाहिँ 150 मिनेट टोटल सो कुनै दिन चाहिँ अब एक दिन भ्याएन भने भोलिपल्ट कभर गर्ने गरेर एक हप्तामा चाहिँ 150 मिनेट्स अफ अलिकति पसिना आउने सास फेर्न गाह्रो हुने मुटुको धड्कन तेज हुने भनेको द एक्टिभिटी शुड मेक यु a little bit short of breath, should increase your heart rate and should make it difficult to complete one sentence in one breath. So this is खालको activity चाहिँ we have to make sure it's either 30 minutes per day or 150 minutes per week. So यो सबै गरियो भने चाहिँ बिस्तारै हामीले hormonesलाई चाहिँ normal levelमा लिएर आउन सकिन्छ. Right? So that's PCOS. And then let's talk about is there any questions, sir? Does anyone have any questions about any points that you might want a bit more explanation on, or if it's a bit confusing, please let me know.
डक्टर यो जुन
हजुर
30 एजतिर पुगेपछि चाहिँ अब हामीले क्याल्सियम सप्लिमेन्ट लिनुपर्छ भनेर भन्छ नि त अनि त्यो चाहिँ कतिसम्मको राइट हो भनेर सोध्नु थियो
Okay, so thank you for that question. मैले अलिकति चाहिँ टच गरेको थिएँ यसमा होइन क्याल्सियम सप्लिमेन्टेसन र यो जुन भाइटामिन डी हुन्छ सो तपाईँले क्याल्सियम मात्र खाएर चाहिँ हुँदैन you need vitamin D to absorb your calcium that you've taken in your food है सो तपाईँको शरीरमा भाइटामिन डी कमी छ भने तपाईँले जति क्याल्सियम खाए पनि it doesn't matter however much calcium you supplement your body will not absorb that calcium right so you need vitamin D so the most important thing that you need to do is get levels checked so first मा चाहिँ तपाईँ एकदम राइट भन्नुभयो 30 वर्ष त अलि ढिलो भयो भन्छु म है I think 30 is too late so in your 20s or even after 18, after your menstrual cycles become a bit more regular, I think you should get your vitamin D levels checked. The vitamin D कम छ भने तपाईले vitamin D plus calcium supplement गर्ने हो. If your vitamin D is adequate, then if you have a good diet, if you're having milk or meat products or green leafy vegetables in your diet, then that vitamin D should absorb all the calcium you need from your diet. But if you have low levels of vitamin D, then you have to supplement with both vitamin D and calcium. So it's important that you visit your doctor or your nearest clinic, get your vitamin D levels checked as early as possible once your period starts becoming regular, and then check it timely. So every 6 months or every year, you can get it checked and then see if you require supplementation or not. Because vitamin D, if you supplement without knowing your levels, it's also harmful. So धेरै vitamin D भयो भने त्यो पनि त्यसको negative effects हुन्छ. बुझ्नुभयो? Great, thank you, thank you. Any other questions? कुनै छ? Chatमा आएको हो कि? What are the changes that take place in menstruation after pregnancy? Got it. Okay. So, aru kunai questions sir before we move on to the next topic, which is pregnancy? No? Okay. So, agi मैले अलिकति भने हैन? Of course. So agi मैले अलिकति कुरा गरे. So once you start menstruating, menstruation हुन थालिसकेपछि चाहिँ you can be reproductively active भनेको बच्चा पाउन सकिने क्षमता चाहिँ भइसकेको हुन्छ but there's a couple of things that need to adjust or that need to happen at the right time for you to become pregnant. So pregnancy को लागि चाहिँ अब के चाहिन्छ त एउटा ovum चाहिन्छ अथवा चाहिँ एउटा डिम्ब चाहिन्छ which the woman releases during menstruation अथवा before menstrual flow so ठ्याक्क त्यो हुन्छ भने अर्को we need sperm so शुक्रकीट चाहिन्छ that comes from a male partner so sexual intercourse को बेलामा चाहिँ if it's in the timing कस्तो हुनु पर्यो त भन्दाखेरि ovulation भन्दा एक हप्ता अगाडि अथवा चाहिँ ovulation भन्दा एक हप्ता पछाडि सम्म चाहिँ शारीरिक सम्पर्क भएको छ so if you become physically active अथवा sexually active भनौं with a male either a week before or a week after your ovulation so ovulation कहिले हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि menstrual cycle को ठ्याक्क बीचमा हुन्छ तपाईको 28 days if you have a 28-day menstrual cycle then your ovulation takes place on day 14 so यसको लागि चाहिँ it's easy if you track your period with an app त्यतिखेर चाहिँ त्यो एपले चाहिँ ठ्याक्क भनिदिन्छ or if हामीले चाहिँ you can even find these bracelets so there are some organizations that sell bracelets not everyone has access to a smartphone not everyone is able to use apps correctly so if you find yourself working in a rural area or in an area where there are access to information through smartphones or these devices are lacking there are even colorful bracelets that women can wear that help them track the day of their cycle and it helps them know when they're ovulating and when it's the best time to get pregnant. So it's usually a week before and a week after your after ovulation and ovulation as a general rule usually takes place in the middle of your cycle. So if you have a 30-day cycle, it could take place on day 15. So त्यस्तो हुन्छ है र ओभुलेसन भइसकेपछि चाहिँ जुन डिम्ब निस्किन्छ त्यसमा चाहिँ शुक्रकीटको मिलन so शुक्रकीटको चाहिँ लाइफ स्प्यान इज अबाउट 1 week so once it enters your reproductive tract it can live there for 1 week whereas your ovum only has a lifespan of 1 day so 24 hours पछि चाहिँ ओभम मर्छ र शुक्रकीट त्यहाँ भए पनि त्यो मरेको ओभमले चाहिँ फर्टिलाइजेसन भएर you cannot have a pregnancy that's the prerequisites हैन शुक्रकीट र ओभमको त्यो टाइमिङ मिलाएर मिलन भएपछि चाहिँ you essentially it's called technically it's called a zygote तर हामीले अब बच्चा भनेर सम्झिन पनि सक्छौं that zygote अथवा that product of conception will go and it will implant in your uterus so जुन तपाईको पाठेघरको भित्ता हुन्छ भित्ताको भित्री भागमा चाहिँ गएर त्यो टाँसिन्छ र त्यो टाँसेपछि चाहिँ it's kind of like a जुगा जस्तै हुन्छ it's kind of like a parasite so it will take all the nutrition oxygen from the mother from the female and then the female's body will remove all the waste products from that product of conception and then during the 10 months it will increase in size and then become a fetus र त्यसपछि अब delivery भइसकेपछि चाहिँ बच्चा जन्मिन्छ भन्ने हुन्छ हैन so it's very important during pregnancy to make sure that if your cycles are regular and if you're a regularly menstruating woman if a cycle is late then you have to get tested if you're sexually active and if you're sexually active and your cycles are irregular then it's also important to make sure that you test yourself occasionally र अब कहिलेकाहीँ साइकल ढिलो भएको हो कि हैन भनेर you might not know हैन त्यो एकदम busy lifestyleमा when you're rushing around when you're doing work you might not know you might not remember or you might just think it's because of stress so there are certain signs that you can look out for that could help you signal the start of a pregnancy. त्यो भनेको कस्तो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ breast heaviness. Your breast starts to become a bit sore. They become heavy. अर्को भनेको चाहिँ you might have to go to the bathroom a bit more frequently. भनेको पिसाब धेरै छिटो लाग्न सक्छ. So for urination. अर्को is morning sickness. भनेको बिहान अथवा चाहिँ बिहानै हुनुपर्छ भन्ने छैन तर उठेदेखि चाहिँ वाक लाग्ने certain गन्धहरू चाहिँ अलिकति बढी वाक गराउने खालको गन्धहरू जस्तो लाग्ने त्यस्तो खालको symptomsहरू and you might have a change in your vaginal discharge so your vaginal discharge might become a bit different than it used to be before when you were menstruating so यो changesहरू देखियो भने पनि you might have to be aware and then you'll remember oh I didn't get my period this month maybe something's happening then you get yourself tested and then if the test shows a positive pregnancy test, then it's important that you visit the nearest gynecologist to maintain antenatal visits. Gynecologist अथवा चाहिँ तपाई अब अलिकति दुर्गम एरियामा बस्नुहुन्छ अथवा चाहिँ gynecologist हुन्छ भने चाहिँ स्वास्थ्य संस्था नजिकको स्वास्थ्य संस्था the nearest health center where there is a trained birthing attendant, skilled birthing attendant भएको SBA भएको संस्थामा गएर चाहिँ आफ्नो सुत्केरी जाँच गराउनु पर्छ antenatal checkup so you have to get your antenatal checkups your card made and they will give you advice on what to eat you have to make sure that your hemoglobin is normal so iron supplementation दिन्छ pregnancy को बेलामा you have to supplement your calcium you have to increase your diet you have to maintain physical activity during become ready for delivery हैन so delivery कहिले हुन्छ त्यो delivery date दिएको हुन्छ त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अब if you want to have a vaginal delivery अथवा natural delivery or if you want to have a cesarean section that's completely your choice so no one can force you into having a vaginal delivery if you want a cesarean delivery and no one can force you into having a cesarean if you want a vaginal but there are certain conditions where vaginal delivery is risky so त्यो चाहिँ तपाईको gynecologistले अथवा तपाईको doctorले नै भन्छ हैन so these findings will come up in your antenatal checkups or in your ultrasounds and this is a decision between you and your doctor okay so these are basically things that happen during pregnancy and after delivery again एकजना म्यामले भन्नुभएको थियो you question थियो about menstrual changes after delivery so after delivery it depends on whether you're breastfeeding or not So breastfeeding अथवा स्तनपान गराइराख्नु भएको छ कि छैन त्यसमा भर पर्छ मेन्स्ट्रुअल साइकलको असर है breastfeeding गराउनु भन्छ अहिले सो अहिलेको रेकमेन्डेसन भनेको चाहिँ नवजात शिशुलाई 6 महिनासम्म चाहिँ एक्सक्लुसिभ breastfeeding सो जस्ट हामीले स्तनपान मात्र गराउने पानी पनि नखुवाउने भन्छ हैन चाहिएको बेलामा डाक्टरको प्रिस्क्रिप्सन थ्रु औषधि चाहिँ खुवाउन मिल्छ बच्चालाई नत्र भए चाहिँ breast milk बाहेक 6 महिनासम्म केही पनि नगराउने र यो फिडिङलाई चाहिँ हामीले on demand feeding भन्छौं so as soon as the baby is hungry you have to make sure that breast milk is available र breast milk आउँदैन भने चाहिँ formula milk ले supplement गर्ने so if you are exclusively breastfeeding you will probably not menstruate until you're breastfeeding so breastfeeding is a protective factor against pregnancy So, त्यसको breastfeeding को बेलामा जुन hormone release हुन्छ त्यसले गर्दाखेरि ovulation हुँदैन र menstruation हुँदैन. So that's one thing. If you're not breastfeeding, then usually after one irregular cycle, अथवा 1 or 2 irregular cycles, your menstruation will start normally. And if you do not want to have another pregnancy after this recent delivery, then after delivery हुने बित्तिकै within a week copper T राख्न सकिन्छ or you can have hormonal contraception so that's also up to you so these are usually अरु कुनै changes त हुँदैन हैन menstruation again after delivery one thing that does change is that those women that used to have painful menstruation before becoming pregnant a lot of these women can start having or experiencing pain-free periods after pregnancy because of the changes that happens in your uterus. So pregnancy को बेलामा तपाईको पाटेघर तन्किन्छ पाटेघर चाहिँ ठुलो हुन्छ र त्यसै गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ जुन पहिला चाहिँ एकदमै पेनफुल cramping खालको जुन पिरियडहरु हुन्थ्यो so after pregnancy a lot of women see positive changes in that sense that they express fewer that they experience fewer cramps. So this changes आउन सक्छ. Otherwise, if you're a regularly menstruating woman, there should be no other changes if you're not breastfeeding. The regular cycles नै आउनु पर्ने हो. If you're experiencing any other changes, your cycles are becoming irregular, they're after a couple of periods, they still are very heavy or they become more painful. त्यस्तो खालको चेन्जेसहरु आयो भने चाहिँ that is not normal or that's not typical and you have to get evaluated. र pregnancy delivery पछिको 3 हप्तासम्म चाहिँ जुन त्यो पहिलाको blood हुन्छ pregnant भइराको बेलामा त्यो blood चाहिँ निस्किन्छ थोरै थोरै गरेर है so 3 हप्तासम्म चाहिँ that's not menstrual blood that's just blood that was in your uterus that was helping the baby so त्यो बच्चालाई चाहिँ जुन सहयोग गरिराको थियो त्यो blood चाहिँ after delivery 3 हप्तासम्म निस्किन सक्छ so that's not menstruation that's not a menstrual cycle so that is something that you have to be aware about right I think we're getting some questions okay yes it is normal to not get morning sickness that means you're one of the lucky ones who's not getting menstrual morning sickness during pregnancy it's completely normal यो चाहिँ हुन पनि सक्छ morning sickness नहुन पनि सक्छ कसै कसैलाई usually morning sickness lasts in the first trimester भनेको चाहिँ पहिलो 13 हप्ता जुन pregnancy को हुन्छ त्यतिखेर चाहिँ अलि extreme हुन्छ morning sickness but some women have morning sickness throughout their pregnancy so every woman is different okay एउटा general एउटा हुन्छ नि एउटा rule of thumb चाहिँ हुँदैन but it's completely normal to not get it and on the basis of flow of menstruation before or after the baby you should not have many changes भयो भने पनि फ्लो घट्नु पर्ने हो after the baby तपाईको फ्लो बढिराको छ भने चाहिँ that is not normal or that is something that you might need to get checked out and during why don't we get periods भनेर तपाईले during breastfeeding भन्न खोज्नु भएको होला so breastfeeding को बेलामा चाहिँ prolactin भन्ने एउटा hormone निस्किन्छ so that's what makes breast milk breast milk बनाउने एउटा hormone हुन्छ prolactin भन्ने so prolactin को काम भनेको चाहिँ estrogen र progesterone लाई घटाइदिन्छ so once you have low levels of estrogen and progesterone you don't menstruate so as long as you breastfeed you have prolactin as long as you have prolactin you don't have much estrogen and progesterone enough to ovulate or have a menstrual cycle. So after you stop breastfeeding, then things will slowly get back to before pregnancy. If it was before pain-free, then after pregnancy, it will be painful. No. So what I mean is, पहिला चाहिँ तपाईलाई pregnancy हुनुभन्दा अगाडि cramps हुन्थ्यो, एकदम painful हुन्थ्यो भने, that should resolve or it should decrease in intensity after delivery. Right? So त्यो चाहिँ भन्न खोजेको मैले. If you get even more painful periods after delivery, then that's something that needs to be evaluated. Okay. So any more confusions about this? Okay.
Top of the usually end our session in 1 hour. I know everyone
okay.
here and they're very excited to get their questions answered. How much more time do you think you need to explain the rest of the topics that they already asked?
A half an hour, maybe.
Half an hour. Is everyone okay to stay half an hour longer? Yes? Okay. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you everyone for your time. Sorry, so I usually lose track of time, but I will try to speed things up. So we're done with menstruation, we're done with pregnancy. So we had a question on contraception and copper T, right? So that is something that after you have your baby or even before you have, after you start menstruating, it depends on whether you want to become pregnant or not, right? So contraception, Mati, we have natural methods where you just time your sexual intercourse so that it doesn't fall in that risky period 1 week before or 1 week after the ovulation, but that's not guaranteed, and we don't recommend using that for contraception. Then there's barrier methods, condom, diaphragm, cervical cap, so barrier methods are not 100% active because it depends on whether you or your partner knows how to use the method correctly. So the condom properly apply garna ayo bhani, femidom bhaneko female condom properly apply garna ayo bhani chai the efficacy is very good. So it's above 90%. But if you don't apply it correctly, if there's a tear in the condom, then it's not an effective method. So it's not bharpardo huँदैन. But an added advantage of barrier method के हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि जुन शारीरिक सम्पर्कद्वारा सर्ने जुन इन्फेक्सनहरू हुन्छ STIs, STDs, so barrier methods prevent STIs, STDs. So तपाईको पार्टनरबाट कुनै सर्न सक्ने खालको भनेको जुन हामीले चाहिँ गोनोरिया, HIV, AIDS, त्यसपछि सिफिलिस अथवा चाहिँ भिरिङ्गी यस्तो खालको जुन समस्याहरू हुन्छ जुन शारीरिक सम्पर्कद्वारा सर्ने इन्फेक्सन हो, so यस्तो खालको संक्रमणबाट चाहिँ बच्न सकिने भनेको फेरि barrier method थ्रु नै हो. त्यसपछि अर्को हुन्छ hormonal methods. So hormonal methods भनेको combined oral contraceptive pills, progesterone only pills, अथवा चाहिँ even IUD पनि hormone भएको IUD आउँछ. So जुन अघि म्यामले भन्नुभएको थियो copper T मा चाहिँ hormone हुँदैन, तर अहिले नेपालमा पनि आइसकेको छ त्यो, त्यसलाई मिरिना भन्ने ब्रान्ड नेमबाट के रे चिनिन्छ. So त्यसमा चाहिँ that IUD has progesterone in it. So you put the hormone directly inside your uterus. So that's hormonal methods. Hormonal method ले के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि ovulation हुन दिदैन, ovulation हुन नदिएपछि menstruation हुँदैन, ovulation भएन पनि pregnant हुन सकिदैन. तर hormonal methods मा चाहिँ के हुन सक्छ त भन्दाखेरि कहिलेकाहीँ acne आउन सक्छ. यसको चाहिँ both के रे positive and negative effects हुन सक्छ. So negative effects aren't that negative, but sometimes it might worry you. So some women experience a little bit of bloating, headaches, mood swings when they're on hormonal methods. Some women have more acne, whereas some women have less acne. So acne भइरहेको women मा चाहिँ hormonal acne भएको women मा चाहिँ hormones, oral contraceptives help in reducing their breakouts or reducing their acne. Whereas some women who didn't used to get pimples before might get a little 1 or 2 pimples when they start hormonal methods. Hormonal methods should not be given to women who are smoking more than 15 cigarettes per day. For women who have blood clots, so रगत बाक्लो हुने समस्या भएको women हरूलाई चाहिँ hormonal methods दिन मिल्दैन. Women who already have heart conditions or liver conditions, जसको चाहिँ कलेजोमा समस्या छ, मुटुमा समस्या छ, त्यस्तो महिलाहरूलाई चाहिँ hormonal methods दिन मिल्दैन र women that have breast cancer. So breast cancer भएको अथवा चाहिँ परिवारमा चाहिँ breast cancer को risk भएको womenहरूले सकेसम्म hormonal methods use गर्न मिल्दैन भनेर भन्छौँ हामीले है. एन्ड अर्को भनेको चाहिँ जुन intrauterine device छ, अर्को चाहिँ जुन हामीले यहाँ पाखुरामा राखिने जुन इम्प्लान्ट भनिन्छ अथवा चाहिँ नोरप्लान्ट भनिन्छ, यो चाहिँ एकदम लङ एक्टिङ कन्ट्रासेप्टिभ डिभाइसेसहरू हो. त्यो कपर टी एकचोटि राखेपछि चाहिँ 8 देखि 10 वर्षसम्म काम गर्छ. अ कपर टी विल प्रोभाइड कन्ट्रासेप्टिभ benefits for up till 8 to 10 years. And for an implant or a Norplant, it works for about 5 years. So 5 वर्षसम्म चाहिँ you will become protected against pregnancy. तर यसको चाहिँ समस्याहरू के हुन सक्छ त कपर टीको भन्दाखेरि, if you're a woman who experiences or who used to experience very heavy periods, crampy periods, after a copper tea, your periods might become heavier or they might become even more painful. So you have to discuss this with your doctor before you get the copper tea. Copper tea चाहिँ कहिलेकाहीँ आफै बाहिर निस्किन पनि सक्छ. Very low chance, but you always, it's just something that we remind women to so that they come for regular checkups. Every year, you should come to see where the string of that copper tea is, if it's still outside the cervix or not. So that's so that we encourage women to evaluate their copper tea placement every year, right? र कपर टीले गर्दाखेरि क्राम्प्सहरू आउन सक्छ. अघि म्यामले भने जस्तै कपर टीले गर्दाखेरि सेतो पानी बग्ने पनि हुन सक्छ. सेतो पानी बग्ने भनेको चाहिँ कस्तो खालको हुनु पर्यो भन्दाखेरि, vaginal discharge is normal, right? Everyone experiences vaginal discharge. It's usually occurs throughout your menstrual cycle. So if you are very in touch with your menstrual cycle, you can even tell when your vaginal discharge changes so that it signals the onset of your period. So त्यस्तो खालको त्यतिसम्म पनि knowledge आउन सक्छ. The more you become in touch with your period and your period symptoms and your period changes. So after menstruation, पातलो खालको एकदम thin vaginal discharge हुन्छ. After ovulation, you start experiencing a thick kind of vaginal discharge, which is kind of like mucousy, the white of a yolk. So अन्डाको सेतो भाग जस्तो खालको वाला dischargeहरू आउँछ after ovulation. And right before menstruation, your vaginal discharge decreases to minimum and then you menstruate. So these are normal changes in vaginal discharge. तपाईको कपर टी राखिसकेपछि पनि यस्तै खालको चेन्ज हो भने you should not worry. It's just normal vaginal discharge. And some women experience more vaginal discharge than other women. So that's also normal. As long as it doesn't smell bad, it's not itching, it doesn't make sexual intercourse painful, you don't have burning or painful urination. So as long as तपाईको discharge अथवा सेतो पानी एकदम गनाउने छैन, तपाईको यौनी एकदम चिलाउने छैन भने, अथवा चाहिँ तपाईको शारीरिक सम्पर्क बस्दाखेरि दुख्दैन or तपाईको पिसाब फेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ एकदम पेन हुने हुँदैन भने, you should not worry about the discharge. You can wear panty liners so that you don't experience that wet sensation. You might feel a little bit uncomfortable. So you can try panty liners. That's just a solution. But if you have a lot of itching, if it smells bad, if sexual intercourse is painful, or if your urination is burning or painful, or you urinate very frequently, then it means that it could be an infection. If it's an infection, you have to get it checked out, okay? And if your infection turns out to be because of a sexually transmitted infection, then you make sure your partner, your sexual partner is also tested and treated. So that has to be important. यदि तपाईलाई शारीरिक सम्पर्कद्वारा चाहिँ vaginal infection भएको छ भने तपाईको पार्टनरलाई पनि लिएर जानु टेस्ट गराउनलाई है र पार्टनरले पनि ट्रिटमेन्ट नपाइन्जेलसम्म त्यसको समस्याको समाधान हुँदैन. If your partner is not treated, it doesn't matter if you get treatment because you will then again get infected from your partner. So you make sure that your partner is treated. Okay? So तपाईं जस्तै मलाई कपर टी वाला क्वेशन सोध्नु भएको थियो. यदि तपाईको क्वेशन क्लियर भयो?
भयो म्याम. अनि अर्को एउटा क्वेशन चाहिँ के भने, I have a few couple of questions. So I usually use menstruation cup हैन, menstruation cup युज गर्छु म. अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ के भयो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो ब्लिडिङ भएको ब्लड चाहिँ कपमै हुन्छ अनि त्यतिखेर पनि त्यो सेतो पानी चाहिँ बगिरहेको हुन्छ के एन्ड माई क्वेसन इज त्यो ब्लड आउने ठाउँ र अनि यो सेतो पानी बग्ने ठाउँ छुट्टा छुट्टै हुन्छ
हुँदैन तपाईँको ब्लिडिङको बेलामा सेतो पानी त जसरी नबग्नु पर्ने सो द्याट माइट मेबी तपाईँलाई अरू पेनहरू हुन्छ कि
खासै त्यो पेन चाहिँ हुँदैन तर यो अब हुन त नर्मल्ली यो मेन्सुरेसनको बेला जुन पेन हुन्थ्यो त्यो हुन्छ तर कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ मेरो 8 to 9 days 10 days पनि पुग्छ के अनि त्यतिखेर चाहिँ अब जब मलाई विकनेस फिल हुन्छ अनि म हेल्थ पोस्टमा एउटा औषधि त्यो पिल्स दिनुहुन्छ त्यो सन्डे मन्डे लेखेको होइन अनि त्यो एउटा खाएपछि चाहिँ फेरि मेरो ब्लिडिङ स्टप हुन्छ अनि त्यो औषधि खानु ठिक हो या होइन त्यस पनि सोध्नुपर्ने थियो
okay so that's not the best practice I don't recommend that है यदि तपाईँलाई यो कपर टीले गर्दाखेरि त्यो समस्या भइरहेको छ भने इट्स ओके टु गेट इट रिमुभ सबैजनालाई एउटै वेले एउटै मेथडले फाप्छ भन्ने हुँदैन यु माइट नट your body might not be हुन्छ नि reacting the best to that copper tea so it's okay if you take the copper tea out and you take hormonal methods if that's a concern right I do recommend you go to the gynecologist one more time to ask them if त्यस्तो भइरहेको छ भनेर and then it's okay to explore alternatives but I don't recommend that you take हुन्छ नि a hormonal pill during हुन्छ नि your heavy cycles त्यसरी चाहिँ नगर्नु बरु रेगुलरली खानु तर एउटा खाने फेरि छोड्ने त्यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ your body will become very confused your hormonal levels will become very confused and you will also become confused so you won't know what's normal or what's normal or what's not normal so I do recommend that so let's move on to the last topic which was menopause okay so menopause perimenopause so menopause ko time for Nepali women is between 48 देखि 52 years so 48 देखि 52 वर्षको उमेरसम्म चाहिँ usually most Nepali women experience menopause and perimenopause भनेको चाहिँ is that time period before menopause where your menstrual cycles start becoming irregular, less frequent. भनेको अलि थोरै समयमा चाहिँ menstruation हुने हैन भनेको लामो समयमा चाहिँ menstruation हुने so your periods start becoming longer you might have heavy bleeding अघि म्यामले भन्नुभएको जस्तो अर्को भनेको चाहिँ you start experiencing mood swings so you start getting a little bit angry or you start becoming a bit more tearful or you start becoming a more easily irritated so these are all because of hormonal changes it's completely normal so I know the most stressful factor for women during menopause is they wonder if they're going crazy यो के भइराको मलाई हुन्छ नि am I normal or not भन्ने हुन्छ and that's the biggest problem usually it's difficult for women to understand that themselves and then it's difficult to explain to your members at home and then they don't understand what's going and they can't provide you the best support that's available so menopause is a very sensitive time period where a woman needs a lot of love a lot of care a lot of nurture and good nutrition good food and also you just need to be able to explain your symptoms so mood swings menstrual irregularities and another thing that happens is hot flashes भनिन्छ हामीले हैन so this means that you become hot all of a sudden especially बेलुका चाहिँ एकदमै जिउ नै तातो हुने हात खुट्टा पोल्ने लुगा पनि एउटा पातलो लुगा लाउँदाखेरि पनि त्यो लुगा पनि खोलेर फाल्दिन जस्तो लाग्ने ब्ल्याङ्केट ओड्न नसक्ने इभन माघको अथवा पुसको पिक गर्मीमा पनि ब्ल्याङ्केट ओड्न नसक्ने यस्तो खालको सिम्पटम्सहरु आउन सक्छ so these are called hot flashes हैन these are it just means that your body becomes hot all of a sudden and then another thing that women start experiencing is vaginal dryness so yoni चाहिँ एकदम dry हुन्छ त्यसपछि चिलाउँछ dry भएर पोल्छ कहिलेकाहीँ dry भएर that could also affect your urination so you could experience burning urination there's an increased incidence of UTI so urinary tract infection बढ्न थाल्छ so यस्तो समस्याहरु हुन्छ vagina dry भएपछि चाहिँ after you experience vaginal dryness sexual intercourse might become more painful so शारीरिक सम्पर्क चाहिँ painful हुन सक्छ र अर्को चाहिँ के हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि कपालहरु झर्ने त्यस्तो समस्याहरु चाहिँ आउन सक्छ so if it's a completely normal thing for women to experience the best thing to do is to treat the symptoms. So if you experience hot flashes, then it's important to wear very light cotton clothes, होइन र त्यसमा चाहिँ exercise गर्ने, make sure that you're physically active, make sure you have good food. So good food भनेको कस्तो त भन्दाखेरि something that can really help during this time is omega-3s. So omega-3 भनेको चाहिँ is a fatty acid जुन चाहिँ फिशमा available हुन्छ, almonds, देशी बदाममा available in आलस जुन भनिन्छ, so it's called flax seeds, त्यसमा available हुन्छ, walnuts भनेको जुन चाहिँ त्यो हाम्रो ओखर हुन्छ. So these are foods that are very rich in omega-3s. So this is something that you should increase your intake of when you're in a perimenopause or menopausal age. Another thing that you need to really pay attention to is vitamin D and calcium levels, because after menopause, your body will essentially have no estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen and progesterone levels एकदमै घटेको हुन्छ. Your bones start becoming weak, and you could have this condition called osteoporosis. Osteoporosis भनेको चाहिँ एकदम पातलो हड्डी हुन सक्ने समस्या हुन सक्छ. हड्डी पातलो भयो भने घुँडाहरू दुख्ने, यस्तो काहीँ ठोकिँदाखेरि पनि हड्डी भाँचिने समस्या हुन सक्छ. So it's very important for women to start focusing on their bone health afterwards. र 50 वर्ष कटिसकेपछि चाहिँ you should be screened for breast cancer. So mammography गर्नु पर्यो, breast cancer को लागि every 2 years screening गर्नु पर्यो. र एकदमै गाह्रो भइरहेको छ, hot flashes ले गर्दाखेरि भयो भने चाहिँ sometimes hormonal supplementation पनि गर्नुपर्ने हुन सक्छ. So even after you start experiencing perimenopause and 52 or 55 years पछिसम्म पनि menstruation भइरहेको छ भने चाहिँ you have to go and visit your gynecologist. And menopause भइसकेको womanलाई फेरि bleeding हुन थाल्यो, हैन, महिनावारी जस्तै bleeding हुन थाल्यो भने चाहिँ एकचोटि क्यान्सरको स्क्रिनिङ गराउनु पर्छ. So that's very important. And these are the basic points that you have to that you have to pay attention on during the perimenopausal and menopausal period. After menopause, essentially you become like you were before puberty. So you lose body mass, your bones become weak, you don't menstruate, and your hair becomes thin, your skin starts becoming wrinkly. So these are all because you don't have hormones. But it's a very natural process, and you just have to also provide an environment where these changes are accepted. So these are basically all the points in perimenopause, menopause. So अब लास्टमा चाहिँ हाम्रो केही क्वेशन्सहरु छ भने please don't hesitate to ask. Do you have any questions?
Has any questions, you are more than welcome to email or message them to me, and then I make a big email and I send it to Dr. Tapa to answer, and then I can forward it to everybody so you can all see the other questions that are asked and the answers. And we recorded this session so you can watch it, send it to your moms and daughters and neighbors or anybody who might want to watch this again and learn from her. But this is not just one day learning. I want to encourage everyone to keep researching and learning and asking questions. There are just so many things about this. So I want to thank you, Dr. Tapa, for your time, for being here. I know you're busy and we really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for this opportunity. Thank you, everyone. सबैजनालाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. I hope as a
Ma'am, can I say one?
Yeah, sure.
You went to mute.
Ma'am, actually, the designer part is very itching and both itching and irritating and all with relationship with husband. So.
Oh, okay. So this could be due to some infection. Okay. So it's very important. So itching or pain during sexual intercourse.
And,
irritation. It could be because you have your vagina is on the drier side, which is completely normal, or it could be because of a simple infection that's treated with 1 dose of antibiotics. So this is very important that you go to your gynecologist for this, because through a simple examination and a test, you can differentiate whether it's just dryness or if it's an infection. And if it's an infection, make sure you treat your husband. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Great.
ma'am. Thank you.
All
Welcome.
right. Thank you, everyone. I don't wanna keep you here, so you can go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I put my email in the chat box. If you can think of any other questions that we didn't have time to answer, please email me those questions. With that, thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful
Thank you.
Saturday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, and I'll see you
Bye. Have a great
soon.
weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.